Hey folks, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we're going to go ahead and compare the 9-inch Minelab Manticore with the new HF2 high frequency coil from XP. Now, if you haven't seen my last two videos, check them out. In the first video, I go over some of the specifications and general information about the HF2 coil. And in the second video, what I do is test two specific things. I test that coil's ability to separate and unmask versus the regular fast multi-frequency coil that only goes up to 40 kilohertz. And I also test its performance on several low conductive small gold jewelry items. So if you haven't seen those videos, give them a watch. Now, once again, just a reminder about the HF2 coil. I stressed in my last video, I encourage you to think about this as a specialty coil. It's not an everyday coil, at least I don't think it is. It's going to be good in certain scenarios. Number one, if you live in an area you metal detect where there's highly mineralized soil. Number two, if you want to take advantage of its 9.5 by 5-inch elliptical shape. This is going to help you get into some small areas, and it increases your maneuverability. It lets you sneak in, for example, maybe between stubble in a cornfield. Number three, high frequency coils, at least the claim is that they may do a better job in separation and unmasking items that might be located adjacent to a ferrous item, for example, a colonial nail. And fourth, high frequency coils, by their very nature, higher frequencies tend to do better at locating low conductive items like gold, for example. And it's exactly the opposite. Certain high conductive items, for example, silver, tend to respond a little bit better with low frequencies. Now in this video specifically, we're going to test a limited number of scenarios. We're only going to test those two special scenarios of separation and unmasking, and how both machines, both coils, respond to small, low conductive gold jewelry items. Switch over to the Deus Mono program. There we go. Deus Mono, frequency max. The range here, we're going to go all the way up to the top of that range, okay? The rest of the settings we'll cursor through quickly here. Reactivity 2.5, what was I seeing? It must have been silencer, it was 2. Okay. Right. So, okay, here's our Manticore. Let's take a look at how we have this set up for this test here today. And we'll go ahead and cursor through these. So this is multi-frequency. Audio is enhanced. 5 regional tones. Just using the stock settings here. I do have the recovery speed set to 5. I may have adjusted that. I have already ground balanced. Excuse me, I have not ground balanced. I've already noise canceled. And I am using the all-terrain low conductor search mode. Okay? Okay, here we go. Here we go. Mr. Big Nail. Wow, he is the king of the iron nails. He's still masking that. And I am using the 9-inch coil. Now, definitely hear that iron. It's trying to tell me there's something else there. Target trace is ugly, but I like that audio. There's something there. Seated Liberty Dime. Very clippy, but getting a little bit of that dime. Do you hear that Seated Liberty dime saying, dig me, dig me? Let's put our nail back here. I think it did a nice job on that one. Hammered Henry III. Definitely finding it that way. That one, hammered coin. How about this direction? Oh yeah. Look at the target ID here. You can tell there's two items there. It's painting the coin separate from the nail. How about that gold ring? Yeah, big time. Yep. This is that 14 karat gold ring. Does not like that nail. Take a look at that target trace ID though. Pay attention to that. What's it doing here? That second one's kind of popping out there. Like that. This one has been challenging, this tie clip. That is revealing the target right there for sure. Both in terms of audio and the target ID. This tie clip has been difficult. Tie pin. Similar result there. Hey, I'm sorry to interrupt the video, but would you do me a favor? If you like this kind of content, could you please hit that like button, subscribe to the channel. It helps other people find the video, and it lets me know the time I put into all of this testing and editing, that at least it's worthwhile and somebody's enjoying it. So I'd appreciate it. How about this small 24 karat earring? Look at that. Can't go by the target ID, but boy, the audio, this way the audio is showing it in the 30s. That low conductive gold, it's definitely finding that. Here, can't go by the target ID, but listen to that audio. Yeah, baby. I'm gonna dig that. I do like this 9-inch coil on this machine. This is that earring. Yeah, I'm gonna walk right over that. Nothing. Interesting. So there's a little squeak. I really would not find that. I really think on these small items so far, a few cases there's some nice unmasking, but on the small items the HF2 coils is really excelling. How about our elusive gold chain here? Target ID mid-20s. Good audio with the slow conductive stuff. Chain. Nope. So hard. It's a difficult target. Our vial of gold flakes, that has been a challenge so far. A better audio for sure. Not so much that direction. Okay, wow. The vial of gold flakes, how does it do? And the tiniest, the smallest of all targets, the highest of frequencies. We have this set on Deus Mono. Let's see what it does. I'd have to be really desperate to dig that, but Wow. Now, just out of curiosity, what I want to do here, I'm going to increase my sensitivity here. We could spend all day on these settings, right? I'm going to put this up to 95. I'll leave the reactivity alone. So the only thing we changed is sensitivity. And folks, this is so tiny. So tiny. It's just literally a flake of gold. Okay? And our minuscule gold flake. How about that? I mean, sorry to say, I wouldn't pay attention to that. Real jumpy. Okay, there you go. So the Manticore, did okay on a couple of these things. You can clearly see that the HF2, did better on a few, as it did better than the FMF coil on a few targets as well. Those higher. All right, so you might be wondering, what do I think? Who was the winner of this competition? Was it a fair match? Well, again, two different kind of tests. I think you be the judge, but remember, what we're doing is we're comparing a machine that operates on a high range of 40 kilohertz, and in this scenario, we're using the high frequency aspect of the HF2. I had it set all the way up to 111 kilohertz, which is almost near its max of 120. So I would expect to see the HF2 do better at identifying, at hitting those very small, low conductive gold jewelry items. So as far as that competition, I'm going to give the win to the HF2. As far as the separation and masking, boy, I tell you what, it was close. I think I would probably call it a draw. If I had to give the edge to either coil, I'd probably also give it to the HF2. But let me once again remind you, I wasn't taking advantage of the multi-frequency on the Deus machine. And in both of the cases of these machines, okay, a key takeaway here is when we're talking about this kind of a test, these kinds of items, these kinds of frequencies, it just goes to show you, you can fine tune either of these machines to no doubt achieve even better results. So I've got more tests to come. One thing we haven't looked at yet is depth. I know there's already some really good videos out there that talk about the HF2 coil, its depth compared to other similar product. But I hope you enjoyed this. If you have a comment, if you saw something that you think I should have done differently, by all means, shout it out. Would love to hear your thoughts. I hope you like this video. I'm going to do more comparisons moving forward, but thanks for watching, and as always, happy digging.